Welcome back to Soul Sisters Podcast on the fly. This is our traditional summertime podcast.
Yep.
I am Erin Marks,
And I'm Carissa,
and together we are
the Soul,
Soul
Sisters.
Sisters.
Yeah.
I have no idea what number we're on, and I did not check, so that is unfortunate. But
You think
you know,
we're in double digits? 10?
mm,
9?
maybe.
I could check while we're talking. Go.
So here we are. We are at lovely Lake Pepin, getting copious amounts of rain,
Yeah,
and
I wonder if they can hear us or if we need to.
we need to speak up. We always need to speak up.
Okay.
When I listen back, we always need to speak up.
I agree.
And then I think, should I buy a microphone? And then I think, screw it.
The 23 people who watch it probably really
Hey,
appreciate
hey,
it.
hey, hey. There could be 24. I mean, we do not want to discount our charm and beauty.
For sure. For sure.
So we're here to talk all things knitting and life. So while it's raining out and...
Should we do the pan? We should show because we've shown what it looks like
okay,
before.
let's see. I don't know how to do this. So,
We just did it this way last
yeah,
time.
good. Okay, pan.
Yeah. We're at the cabin.
It's misty.
It just looks like gray probably
Yep, you're looking towards Lake City, Minnesota there.
because that's all rain.
It's all rain.
You can just barely see the bluffs across the river.
Mhm. By Friday, my husband and my son will have to come and take up the jet skis, pull in the dock. We will not have any beach. The water will be up 2 steps up to the rocks.
What?
Yep. We
How
got
do
a
you
lot-
know that?
Because Ross watches the river levels. And he knows that's what's gonna happen. That's a
How-
prediction.
How high up is it gonna go? Like how much?
2
increase?
steps up here, up these steps down there that
But
lead to the beach.
How much is the water level going up
I don't know.
in inches?
I just care about how far up the
That's a
steps are.
lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
How
Okay.
does that happen? Just from some rain?
Lots of rain everywhere. I mean,
There's rain everywhere.
the Minnesota River, the St. Croix River, the Mississippi River, everything up north is coming down. And then what's coming towards the Chippewa River, then that backs up and it all kind of gets up here in Lake Pepin, and it takes a while. It's a lot of water.
No idea.
Inches.
I have no idea.
It's a lot of water.
I assume the levels stayed pretty solid all summer
Yeah.
long.
No.
Maybe
No.
went gradually
Yeah, no.
down.
No.
Wow, there's so much I don't know. Isn't this under Aaron Marks?
It is, but you gotta go.
Playlists.
Yeah. Soul Sisters, it's fine. You're not on my right because you don't see.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just talk knitting.
Okay.
I am
on the-
prepared. I am fresh off.
Oh, this is episode 13.
Oh, lucky 13. And that reminds me,
3 months ago we last podcasted.
I am fresh off Zombie Knitpocalypse,
Yeah.
year number 13.
Oh,
Lucky 13.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Tell me about it.
well, it was a joy. We, 3 friends and I, Heather, Carrie, and Katie, VRO Bead, is that what it's called?
VRBO.
No.
VRBO.
Yeah. Or Airbnb. We Airbnb'd a house.
Mm-hmm.
Each had a bedroom. We did a little bit of cooking, and we
In
dr-
Rochester, Minnesota, which
Mhm.
is about an hour and a half
Yep.
from you.
Yep.
Okay.
And people from all over the country come to this thing. I met some gal who was all by herself from either Austin or Waco, Texas, or some Texas area. She was a delight. Somebody from Maryland, and it's really cool.
Do you remember when we went to Shepherd's Harvest and
Yeah.
we saw Amber Linneman
Yes.
and her friend?
Yes.
The guy who had a podcast about knitting, and it started with something like Dairyland or some whatever. Did you see them there?
No.
Okay. Okay.
No.
Okay, so you Airbnb'd.
Yep.
We met the woman from Waco, Texas.
Yep.
Who came on
And-
her own.
Yep. And so they have a keynote speaker on Friday night, and that was Mochi Mochi. And you know her. I can't. Her name is Anna something. I am apologizing for not knowing her name. But if you have seen the little bitty gift gnome that he's all knit, and he knits this little heart, and the heart floats up. It's been 6 billion times She is, you've seen her stuff, she's a genius with teeny tiny things knit. And she stop animates these things. And she is incredibly creative. You can get her patterns on Ravel Me. Mochi Mochi stands for squishy squishy in, I believe it's Japanese. So that's, yeah,
Here she is.
yeah. Mochi Mochi.
This,
So-
all that stuff there is knit, right?
Yeah.
You
Everything
can't
is,
really
oh my
see
gosh,
very
she's
well
a
on
genius.
this screen, sorry.
We get a great swag bag. We got a beautiful mug. We could pick the color of the mug we wanted. We got a really cool cloth bag.
Wow.
We got a signature colorway. Mine happened to be green. Some people got a copper color. Some people got a red and yellow color.
Now,
Um,
you would usually be a copper person, I think, or a red or yellow.
I couldn't
not
choose.
a green.
It was a
However, yeah, you've been getting a lot of green in your
Yeah.
life lately.
Oh,
Have you noticed
yeah,
that?
no, but I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And I won this.
Ooh.
This is a Magpie Swanky DK. Feel free to touch. It is a joy.
Did I tell you last summer, sometime my mom, they went out east. I don't remember why. And then she sent a picture message and she's like, "Oh, I'm in this yarn store, and it's making me think of you." And then she like snapped a couple pictures and went, "Are you at, is it Magpie that's out east?"
I don't know.
No, it
Sweet
was-
Georgia?
No. It was some yarn store that I really hope to go to someday, but I don't know that I will because I don't do East Coast a lot. But, shoot, now I'm ruining the story because I can't remember the name of it. But I think it might have been Magpie Fibers if they have a store. And my mom was there. It was like a very cool yarn store that I want to be at. And anyway, she was there.
Cool.
I was like, I would have had you buy me something.
Yep.
This is beautiful yarn.
It'll probably
Love it.
be it'll probably go towards, okay, I'll think of it. I'll tell you what it'll go
Go
towards
towards
later.
a shawl?
No,
a
I'll tell you,
hat.
no, just no.
Charity knitting
No,
for your
stop.
church.
No. Then,
Let me try again.
do you want me to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we were able to take a couple classes. One class that I took was designing your own name badge. She gave us colored pencils and some graph paper and a little bit of a recipe, so to speak, and then said, okay, start charting your name. You're gonna go do it in the round. You're going to do, a two-sided name badge. And so most of us didn't get beyond the planning stage.
Did she give an estimate of how many stitches across?
Yes, she did. She said cast on 68,
Okay.
which I designed my own and cast on double that, that many.
So most people's was half that wide?
No, most people's was about this wide.
So why'd you do double? What was double?
Well, I made my design and doubled it because it's a two-sided.
Got it.
Yep.
So you used
So I
34.
used maybe about 62 instead of 68.
Got it. That looks
So
great.
It's
It's even better in person than it was
honest
in
to
picture.
Pete, I mean, look at that.
It's
You
so
can't, I
cute.
can't even. I can't even. The I-cord probably took me the longest.
Really?
Yeah. And then I took a class on granny squares, which was good. Yeah, some skills were assumed, which it was definitely not beginner.
Like magic loop or the magic ring?
Oh, just like double crochet, and then you chain, and then just a certain vocabulary was assumed.
Okay.
So it was good that I knew a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking back to find the yarn store that she took pictures of. Keep going. I'm listening. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it is Magpie Fibers. Because look at how pretty that looks. Did you see how pretty that? Whatever. Follow their Instagram.
Oh, it is pretty.
He's like, oh,
It's
I'm at
very
this yarn
pretty.
store. I'm thinking, is that Magpie
Yeah.
Fibers?
Oh.
Yes, it is. Okay. How do we solve that?
And so that's basically, oh, and then I'm gonna tell you one more thing about Zombie Apocalypse.
Okay.
They have what's called yarn trucks there.
Like a
And-
food truck?
like a food truck, but you go to the yarn truck. Oh. And so I bought a little kit. It came in this bag, and it's from,
Have they always had yarn trucks, or was
Mhm.
that new this year?
yep, they've, ever since I've been going, 716 Knit. And that stands, it's like Buffalo, New York. That's the area code for Buffalo, New York.
That's weird because Wisconsin is 715.
Yeah. And so in this cute little bag, she has a tag that says 716 Knit Mini Sock Kit, 100 grams of a little bit of yarn, and you've got a limited edition sock blocker, teeny tiny, and a progress keeper, and then on the back of this tag, scan the code for your pattern, which you
Aw.
guys, you go to 716knit.com, you will find the pattern, it is free. But I'm not gonna show that QR code, just, because I'm not. So this is what the yarn, it was 10 grams of yarn knit up.
So cute.
And I don't know, but it just happened to
so
come out
cute.
just exactly on the toes, the heels, and the cuffs. This
Really?
One, yep. This one I did a little I-cord on. This one I didn't. So this
You're kidding. So this was just one, like Gage Dye Works does.
and the amount of yarn I had left over was negligible. It would not read on my scale for grams.
How cool is that?
Uh-huh. Then I did this.
Wow, this is so neat.
This is called cheese heads. And then I have
So did you just use the same pattern with different yarn that you
betcha.
had?
Yep.
That's
Oh,
so
I've got
cute.
all sorts of socks I'm starting. And then there's just one more little sock. I haven't weaved in the ends.
Ooh, how adorable.
And this is yarn from the Grocery Girls a long time ago, a kit. It's called Suns Out, Guns Out.
And just as useful as truly knit socks. But cuter.
A little $5
faster.
bill or a gift card, give it away for Christmas, hostess gift, whatever.
That's adorable.
Mhm.
That is adorable.
I love it so much. I'm so addicted.
I can see why you like
Yep,
that.
yep.
How long
And-
does it take you to knit one of these?
A tad more than an evening, maybe.
Okay.
It would take me an evening if I didn't get tired of it.
Okay. Follow-up question.
Yeah.
Did your palsies take the same classes?
Two did not take any, and Carrie and I took, yeah,
All the same?
yeah,
So no one else had any other class to tell
yeah.
us about?
No,
Okay. What were the other classes available?
well, one is Style It, and
Oh.
Shayna Line Designs, she's excellent, she's an architect, and she designs really interesting patterns. She designed my little marble fidget
Okay.
that I've knit, and she,
What about that shawl that went in wedges?
yep, that shawl that
That
I
was
used,
hers?
yep, your gift
Yeah.
yarn, uh-huh. And so she does a thing called Style It, and she teaches you how to style your knits to take photographs better than what you're doing.
So you did that last year, and that's why you didn't do that this year?
Yep, a couple
Okay.
years ago I did, yep.
Okay.
And then you can also do designer showcase, where you can go in and talk to the designers
Hmm,
and try on some of their things.
that's cool.
Yep,
What other designers were there?
I can't remember because I didn't know them,
Okay.
and I didn't really do that.
Okay.
And then there was one about knitting so your sweaters fit. I didn't take that, but a
'Cause you
gal,
don't need that.
I do. I really do. I have been very unhappy with the way my sweaters fit.
What?
Yep. And
Wait.
yeah, well, anyway, this gal took it, and it was, she talked about how really good that one was.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. I wish I would have taken that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you feel that way about your sweaters.
Uh-huh.
Why do you feel?
I just want them tighter. This is very loose. This happens to be the Lento sweater,
Mm-hmm.
knit in Fiber MacGyver sweater kit.
Oh, love that.
It is, to me, it is a very baggy.
But you know, I saw a woman at the airport just last week who was wearing like a coppery gold sweater with that exact. It was almost like a little, like you could see her tank top strap under it, and I thought, what a great look,
Oh,
because it was just like a loose sweatshirt.
yeah, yeah, it is. I just would like it tighter, a little tighter, a little snugger. This was so worth knitting It's held, fingering with a Siri alpaca, all from Fiber MacGyver. She has it all kitted up. I highly recommend going to her website.
What was
Um,
this yarn called? The
Um,
colored way.
The fingering is called Disco, and the Siri alpaca is called Thistle.
This is beautiful.
I really do love it. I'd like to knit another one
Maybe
with
I'll
a
knit a
sparkle.
twin sweater.
Yes,
match yours.
oh, you should. It's beautiful. I love it, and I have at least a full skein of Disco left to do something with. Who knows?
Wow.
Yeah,
Excellent.
And-
What's on your arm? Is this a new jacket?
no, it's old. It's like 2 years
Wow.
old. And so then the rest of the stuff I have in my bag is just stuff that I purchased that I'll talk about what I might make out of it.
Okay. I'll show what I'm wearing. I don't remember if I've worn this before or
Oh,
not.
It's
I think I
okay.
showed it without
We could have
wearing
new
it.
watchers.
New viewers. This is Hohi Locatelli's staple
She didn't
linen.
knit the black one, but she knit the,
Yeah,
oh,
this.
that is so cool.
I think staple linen top or
Oh.
staple something. And then it's got the lace in the back too.
Here.
Yep. And the front.
Ah,
Now, when you're talking about your stuff not fitting correctly,
yeah.
I am surprised you feel that way because I think you're really accurate and like kind of tight. Are you not? And I think I'm too loose in my knitting. Because you see how this, I did block it. You're gonna question if I blocked it, but I did. I did block it. And then because I think, like why is that looser there on that side than this side? I don't know. And I think when Hohi, in her pictures, hers looks more fitted too, but then I think, well, I couldn't have taken any more stitches out here, because that would have then just pulled this more like that, and I don't want that.
So you think you're too tight or you're too loose
Too
in
loose.
the fitting?
I think the fit of this is good, but I would like the fabric to be tighter than what I do.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, I like it the way it is, so.
Yeah, it turns out pretty
Yeah.
nicely, and now that pants are a little higher waist and the length is right on, which is what I was kind of banking on when I
Uh-huh.
knit it. And because the last one the linen tank that I knit, and then I'm getting too long, and then it doesn't tuck well into shorts. It didn't look right. So, staple linen top, I think is what this is called, by Hohi Locatelli. All right, your turn.
Oh, I've had plenty of turns.
Okay, then I'll show. Oh, it's getting wet. I gotta move this. I have a couple. I only have 2 FOs and 2 whips, and I think this audience has seen all of them before. Like nothing is brand new from me, but I did finish stuff in the last 3 months,
Okay.
which for me is an accomplishment during track season.
Oh,
So, do you remember the blankets that Corinne, Nicole, and we exchanged squares,
yes.
all of which were supposed to be the same size, but none of which were the same size, even within like my 3 squares, like they weren't the same size. So we all pieced them together in our own special way, and this is this is Vinny's blanket, how it ended up. So-
Okay, so you guys, this is land, so children can drive their tractors and set up little farm animals on this.
Yes, which he does. But actually he sleeps with it too, he loves it. And I wanted to put this border, this road border, around the whole thing.
Yep.
And after I got this far, he goes, okay, Mom, that's good. I don't want any more. I said, are you sure? I was going to put it around. He's like, no. I like it just like that.
Poor kid wanted to play with it.
And I said, okay. and I stopped. So there's how that one turned out. I think
Oh, that's so fun for a kid.
he loves it. He
Yes.
really does. He like takes it to his bed every night, carries it around. I had it packed in the bag to go today. And then when I went to leave, it wasn't in the bag. It was right on the top. And I go, Vin, where'd your blanket go? It's like, well, I took it. I said, well, I need it. He goes, oh, really? Like, he didn't want it to get misplaced. So
Oh.
there's that blanket. Done. Finished project. Done. I'm gonna put it
Done.
there. Do you have an FO or do you want me to go to my next one?
You go to your, I'm gonna talk about this yarn for just a second, and then just grab the candles and get them out of the rain.
Okay.
This that I won, this Magpie Fiber, maybe going to a grid gambit cowl. It could, you could pair it with an olive green or a mossy green right there. Who knows, or a navy blue, I love navy blue, but that's what I'm thinking that this could be.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, your turn.
FO number 2. You've not seen this in person yet,
Okay.
and I did block it. And I have been working on this sucker for almost a year. I don't know how it's gonna look on screen, but we're just gonna go with it.
I'm not even.
This is
Oh!
my first crochet FO. I have not put the buttons on yet because I'm trying to find
Stop.
the right ones. But
God.
this is, I think it's called Ariana. It's a free pattern
Oh,
by,
jeez.
I don't know, maybe Morocco. I should have brought that. But Ariana. Just
I
look it
can't
up.
even.
And
That's-
so, and then it's gonna have 4 buttons, 1, 2, 3, 4, right down here. And it's a little loud. It's a little loud. The contrast, you know, like we talked about this.
Yeah.
When you don't do exactly the colors that you see in the sample and you kind of try to venture out and be creative and whatever, there's always the risk. Like you don't really know if it's gonna look like the one that you loved in the sample. And I took the risk, and it has a very different look than the sample because the sample was gray, grays and muted and soft, and I just chose colors that I like and put them together. And so it looks very different because there's so much contrast between this navy and like the yellow, bright blue. But I think it's something I'll just wear it a little more, and I'll get more comfortable in it as I wear it, over and over again.
That is unfortunate that you sound iffy,
Yeah.
because I think it's fantastic.
Oh, thank you so much.
I really do.
Will you put it on with that white tank top, or t-shirt? Because I was gonna
I
wear
would
a white
be happy
top.
to.
You'll feel how heavy it is. It's kind of heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dense. Oh wow, that looks nice on you. I like that with white under it. Oh, I do like that on you. How cute is that?
No, look it on me.
See, I think it looks better on you than it does on me.
No,
See, that's what I mean. I think when
No.
I put it on, it's a little bit like, oh.
I just don't like I like the look of it. I don't like the look of it on me.
I think same, because I liked it on you.
Ah.
I tasted it on me.
Dang.
But guess what? I did it. I crocheted a cardigan and I finished this one that I started. And
That's a
I
lot
think
of
it
end
looks
weaving
pretty
in,
nice.
that's for
Oh,
sure.
yeah, there's so
geez.
many ends we
Yeah.
open in.
Yeah.
So then when you finally got to the navy part where you're putting them all together, it felt like because there was
Yeah.
no weaving in, no putzing around. Yeah, these granny squares were like I'm changing color each round. It was tedious. It was so tedious. I would not. I don't think I would crochet this again. Not that I don't think it's a great pattern. If I did, I would not change all this yarn all the time. Oof. That took a long time. That took a lot of work, and it's done.
Yes, yes. Bravo. I hope you wear it with joy and eventually.
Yeah.
The Granny Square teacher at Zombie Knitpocalypse talked about this pattern right here, the Getty
Oh.
tee. Now, this isn't going to give you a free Getty, so
that's what you're talking
it's
about,
whatever.
yeah.
But there are 2 panels on the shoulders that are granny squared, and the rest of it is knit. A gal sitting at my table,
Oh, look at this.
Tracy, had this knit in all one color, which was a natural, not a white, but a natural kind of like, just a little whiter than this, a little
Mhm.
lighter. And it looked fantastic.
It looks very cool on here.
Yeah.
Also, this butterfly on the back
Yeah.
looks cool too.
So that, if I had to do 4 granny squares of the same color in the sweater of the same color for a summer knit, I would absolutely do that.
But you know what I see here?
No,
I think that's color changing yarn. Maybe not.
I don't
It's
think
too
so, because
accurate.
this, I don't know.
maybe not. If I did it again, I would do it with color changing yarn. A
Yeah.
quick color changing yarn. Maybe that gauge dye works all together now, leftovers. That would be pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not futz around with all of the different colors in the switching. That was
No.
wolf. That was wolf.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you have next?
And what do you have next?
I have just my 2 whips.
I have yarn. So you do a whip, I'll do some yarn.
You don't have any whips? What's going
Well,
on?
this is a whip. My sweater was a whip. My
FO.
socks were FOs. Yeah, I didn't bring any whips because they're things that have already been seen. Likely.
You haven't started anything new lately?
You know, life's been kind of a shit show, so
Yeah.
I couldn't organize my brain enough to that
Okay.
that's the honest to God truth.
Okay. I'll show the less exciting whip first.
That's pretty.
Oh, you know what? We did not talk about Costa Rica yet.
No, we didn't.
I'll talk about it while my other one. So, this is the Tuku Honey Sock by Andrea Mowry. And it's knit in yarn that I got in Maine. And the yarn was called Pink Salt. Here, oh look, I've got the label.
Pink salt. That makes it so you can just see.
Himalayan salt.
Yeah, Himalayan salt.
Sorry. So it's by, what does that say? On the Round?
I don't know.
On the round. On the Round. And I believe this is from, Rockland, Maine. So when we were in Maine last summer, I got this yarn. And I am finally knitting the socks. Now, this is another, isn't that pretty? This texture is really fun to knit, and this yarn is really, really pretty with just like the subtle hints of different colors in the pink, the soft pink.
Yeah.
So I love it.
Yeah.
I still am not a big sock fan
I'm not either.
because, I mean, I wish I liked them because they're fun to knit and they're quick to knit, but I don't know how often I'm really going to be able to wear this sock.
I want to show off my work. If I'm knitting a sock, if I'm knitting something, I want to be able to show it off, and you can't do it with socks, really.
Well, I just think they're so bulky. Like, this is so bulky, I don't know that I have a shoe that would feel comfortable with that inside it.
You'll have a boot.
Now, here's my other question. And this is why I also think that I knit loosely. Because I did the small, because my previous socks have been way too big. Way too loose. Like they just slip
Right.
down my leg. I hate that. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna do this smaller. Now, does that look, see that gauge looks not as tight as like on your little baby socks? Anyway, so I did the smallest size on the smallest needles
Yeah.
for my foot, which is not the smallest foot, because I wanted it to be snug, which it is. Watch, you look.
Yeah, fits perfect.
Perfectly, right?
Yep, sure does.
I'm getting better at this.
Yep.
However, so look at this. Look at the top.
She can't.
The top of the sock.
Yeah, here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm showing you.
I-
I just said look at the bottom, or even that. Like, doesn't it look kind of loose? And this doesn't that look kind of big? If I show you the picture of
It looks loose. Yeah. Yep, it does.
her socks, like look how small on this picture. It's black and white, mind you, but how narrow that center band is. And when I put these on my feet, it is not that narrow. So this is where I think, oh man, I just knit so loosely. And I kind of know how I could change that, but I kind of don't want to change how I knit. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
My thought on that is, number one, change your needle size,
Okay.
and number two, that's the breaks.
2.5 millimeters. What size do you knit socks on? This is a number, so that's a number 1. I have a 0.
I don't know. I have knit all different. I will gauge first, and then I will choose my size based on that gauge.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I did do that, but my gauge is just, it's loose.
I've knit loose socks too, and it doesn't really matter to me.
No, I just don't think that this design looks all that nice when it's stretched out to this over my foot. You're like, that looks cute. That's dainty. This is like, oh. You know what I mean?
I hear you, and that's a you thing, that is not a me thing. I like it regardless. I think it looks great. Yeah.
Regardless, I am enjoying knitting it, and so much so that I put this down for about 2.5, 3, I don't know, 5 months. I'm not sure. I put it down. Then I picked it back up because I ran out of the knitting on my other whip while I was in Costa Rica, riding the bus, like staring at the rainforest. It was beautiful.
Costa Rica people.
Yeah. But then, so I needed to work on something else. Then I had brought this. How often do you bring, maybe you don't do this, more than one knitting project when you go on vacation? Because you're like, oh, I'm not sure which one, and maybe I'll get really far on that one and I'll need the other one. And then it's like, I've never needed the second project ever. Do you just bring one? Okay, I always bring
I
more
bring
than
one in a book.
I always bring more than one knitting project. This is part of my ADHD. Like I want the options. I can't close one out. Anyway, I actually did knit everything I could on the other whip. And so then I actually did need the second one. So I picked it up after not doing it for like 6 months. And this is not a complicated pattern, especially if you get into the groove of it. But when you hadn't done it in 6 months,
Okay, can I just ask you, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Turn that sock around. Show the people. This is knit, you're purling.
Yes.
That is another issue.
Oh, for the gauge, the
Your
looseness,
purl stitches are typically
looser.
looser.
That's true.
So if you did just try a vanilla sock once
Mm-hmm.
and see how you like the fit and see if it's any different.
Okay.
It could be this, just simply the purl stitch.
Okay. Good point.
Yeah,
Good point. Specific to this stock.
yep.
What was I saying? So this part here, it's in between these two little mini honeycomb cables, is a knit row, a purl row, a
Yes.
knit row, a purl row.
Yep.
Boy, is that hard to. And then I got like 8 lines down and realized that I had put like 3 knit rows in a row. I was like,
Oh.
and then I tried to remember how to do this little honeycomb cable without a cable needle, and I was trying to figure it out, and I got half of it, but I couldn't get the other half, and then I couldn't get the video to pull up while I was on the plane, but I could text while I was on the plane, and it wasn't on airplane mode. But so Jake was like sending me videos, but it wasn't quite the right one. Anyway, I've gone back a number of times and corrected my stitches on this. And at one point I even was like, I can't tink backwards all the way to down there, but I am going to get this right. And so I did. I just frogged it and then picked up all the loops, and I didn't lose any. So this has been a good project for me. It's been a perfect little, just the right amount of challenge, and I've been able to be real particular about it without it taking an eternity. So, yeah.
Are you
Two
going to be able to make it to the next sock?
Yeah, for sure. Because, especially if I stay in the groove and finish this one, because it's really pretty quick if you remember what you're doing. You don't have to go back and find where was I, how far past the heel gusset was it, la la la. Yeah, I will
Yay.
get to the next one. Plus, this is pretty close. I think it said 4 inches from here, which
Yep.
that's got to be almost 4 inches, but I wanted it a little longer, so I'm going to go longer. And then do a little increase, and then it's a rib top, and it's done.
Okay, so this is 8.5 wide. 8.5 wide. This is a piece of paper, it's 8.5 wide, so.
Yeah. So 4, halfway. Oh, halfway there. Okay.
Okay,
Should I do my other whip?
sure.
Okay, here's my other whip that I also brought along to Costa Rica. And this is the kit. I've shown you all the kit. I hadn't I think I had cast on maybe. And I was lamenting about how this is going to take an
I know what this
eternity.
is.
An eternity. Because although it's beautiful and I love the kit, this is tiny ass yarn on tiny ass needles, and it's a blanket. It's a blanket. So I made some progress on it. It was really slow the first block, but actually now I'm starting to really enjoy it. And it's going much faster. And remember when I was debating about doing the sliding is fun, just one row, slide it, one row, slide it, back and forth, slide, blah, 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 without having to do any purls. And I was like, purls are going to take forever, wow. And then I kind of tested it out, and there is a difference. There is a difference. If you do the, like, what's it called, like the pearl ridge,
Yeah, there's a
whatever,
difference. Yeah,
versus just the sliding is fun.
yes.
And I want that difference. So I have been doing it the legit way that they say to do it, with half of these lines being pearls. But I am really happy with how it's coming along. So this is the Alpenglow blanket from Pearl Soho. It's a kit. And it's very simple knitting. You just knit back and forth and then slide and then knit, and then purl and then slide and then knit, purl, slide. And it creates two different sides, and the colors are similar but not quite. They carry through on each side, but one side is the warm side. This is the warm side. Then one side is the cool side, and this is the cool side. And so these are the first 3 1/4 rows, and it's 20 rows. I mean, 20 different color changes. And each color change was supposed to be only 10 rows, but I had enough yarn to do 12, so I was like, I'm using all this yarn and getting as much as I possibly can, so I'm doing 12 lines. And I love it. It's kind of like stripes and color changing, and I really like this pink color that I'm doing right now, and the color names are very fun. So this one's called Raw Earth, and this was like nutmeg, and what was the other one? I don't remember what the bright green color was called, but then this one was pine cone and dill pickle. Something like this. And then this one was black kettle and some other clever name. And now this light pink they call Raw Earth, and the bluish gray they call Stillwater Blue. So the names are fun, the colors are fun, and it gets into like much brighter colors eventually. But it's starting pretty muted.
Don't get too bored by the time you get here. Okay, we're changing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's going faster and faster. And my purling is getting a lot faster too. It's getting a lot faster. So I'm actually really enjoying this. This still is going to take me an eternity. And you're going to see this multiple times as a whip before it's done.
It's going to be fun to see the progress.
But I will keep showing you the progress. Because the color combos, I just went through all of them yesterday. And some of them I really like, and some of them I don't like. And it says you can put them in whatever order you want. Mix a warm with a cool. So I thought, should I change this up and do what I like? But then I come back to this, and I think, no. I'm going to trust the color theorists from Pearl Soho, because everything I see there looks very good. And so I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to follow their recommendations for pairings throughout the whole thing.
Yes. Yes.
I'll keep you posted. It'll be fun. But I'm actually loving this. And do you feel how soft that is?
Yeah, it is soft.
It's wool, alpaca, and linen. And I like it so much that I started looking yesterday for other kits with this yarn, and I found one that I love. So I'll show that to you in just a moment. But while I'm pulling it up, you should show something.
I went shopping at Zombie Apocalypse. They have a market on Saturday. They have a market at 10 o'clock. The attendees get into the market for 2 hours. The market closes for 1 hour and reopens, and if other people want to come to the market that haven't attended the thing, I think for a small fee they can get in to the market. And so I had this yarn from Muse 2320 fiber that I knit a sweater out of, and I was looking for a companion to do either a grid gambit and or a doodle cowl. I think it would be really fun for Halloween or something.
Yeah.
So this is, I believe, this is what I found for a pair
Ooh.
with it.
Nice.
Yep.
Is that kind of
So-
purpley blue?
Oh. It's showing up more purple on the screen. Yep, Leading Men Fiber Arts, but I like the way it
Mm-hmm.
pairs with this. And what else was I going to say about this? That's it. I found this, and I'm happy with the pairing of this.
It's kind of a tonal navy.
Yep, a tonal navy.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Boy, that feels nice too.
It's called, the colorway is Fortune Teller.
Mm.
So that's
Cool.
gonna go with that.
Cool. Did they have a huge,
No.
like booth or whatever?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And then, from Sweater Camp,
Oh.
I bought this orange called Gigi Loves Orange.
It's beautiful.
And I wanted something to go with this orange to knit a Halloween doodle cowl.
Yes. Yes, we do want that.
Yes, we do. So with that, we have this purple.
Oh.
Oh my God.
From
That's from Un Besito.
Un besito fiber. Besito. What does that mean?
Little kiss? But, no, maybe not,
Besito?
but basim,
Little something.
yeah. And then this white from Leading Men Fiber Arts
All right.
to have a little bit of a trio. If I felt like it, I
Yes.
could bring the green in.
Please do.
At some point.
Please do. For a witch. There's got to be a witch on the
There's a
Halloween
witch's
doodle.
hat, but I want the witch's hat to be this.
Yeah, I mean a witch.
A witch. So there's gonna be a Halloween doodle coming.
Oh,
in
that'll
the
be
future.
great. I look forward to that. Are you
Yeah.
gonna put black or gray with it? No, just
Nope.
these. I can't wait. Cannot wait.
And that's it.
Besito
That's
fiber.
all I have.
Okay, then I'll show you the next linen quill project that I might do after I finish that blessed blanket, which, who knows, it'll be in like 2027. But it's it's called Nature's Wrap. No, Nature's Palette Wrap. Okay, so do you see those colors?
Yep.
Like the blues, purples.
Oh.
Is that not?
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so not clear, but you can see the colors at least. What, back up?
Yep. It's because it's focusing on,
Okay, let's see. It's
Here,
focusing
yeah.
on. Anyway, that's
Yeah.
gonna be beautiful. And then look at like that. Oh,
Yep.
Chris is gonna love that part.
Ooh.
And they show all the yarns lined up together, right there. I think-
So it's
oh,
a
that's gorgeous.
scarf.
A wrap. Yep.
A wrap.
Yep. Like a big oversized scarf wrap.
Yep. Nice.
Which I think, do I wear wraps a lot? No. Would I if I loved this one? I think I might. It seems a little bit like one of those things that your mom made and she just loves it, so she wears it. That's what I think this would be. I made it. I love it. I don't care if wraps are in style or not. I
right.
just like this. And those colors, ooh, I just think that's so, so pretty.
Yes, that is.
So that's my hope if I finish the blanket.
We are now at 5 to 3. Just saying.
When I finish the blanket.
When.
Do you have any, so you have your Halloween doodle cowl. Do you have anything else that?
I have
you're hoping to
I have a
knit?
whip at home, which is a Valentine doodle cowl.
Wow.
And I really would like to finish that, but I'm gonna probably start the Halloween one first.
Yeah.
I also have my Advent gnomes I need to get to.
How many do you have left to do?
15.
Okay. Okay. And no sweaters or shirts on the horizon for you? Just doodle cowls.
Tiny, smaller things. Once I get a sweater done, I am sweatered out for a while.
Okay. Okay. That one is beautiful.
There won't be another
gonna try
sweater
that.
for a year. Do
Oh,
you
I
wish to
love
say
this.
anything about Costa
This
Rica?
is so soft. Yeah, I went to Costa Rica, 9-day trip with the high school Spanish class. It was beautiful. Oh boy, this color is so nice.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's pretty.
I love that.
Yeah. I love the
Nice,
neck. I
mhm.
love the
Very
neck.
nice. Nicely done. So I went with the high school Spanish group, Spanish club, and It was fantastic. I used every ounce of Duolingo that I've been practicing for the last 3 years, and then some. You know, like that was very fun. But Costa Rica was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. There were trees with flowers just hanging down on vines all over the place. It was so lush because it's the rainy season, and so there's just leaves that are bigger than your head all over, all different shapes and colors and sizes. Fruit everywhere. One of my favorite parts of the trip, we stopped at like this roadside fruit stand on the second day that we were there. And there were all these fruits that I've never seen before, had no idea what they were. And I just bought like, you know, all of the kids and I and the other adults, like we bought a variety of them and then just tried them all. And one of them was this big bean pod that looked like a boomerang. It was just brown and it was like more than a foot long, about that thick. And so I got it, and then I asked the woman, like, how do I eat this? What do I do? How do I say that in Espanol? Como. Anyway.
Como ser? Como ser? Como ser? Comida? Comida is, I don't know.
Como? Like, how do you eat? Because eat is
Comer.
Yeah, that's to eat. So then I eat would be como.
Como, como?
Como. That's what I'm wondering. Eat. Anyway, I asked her in English, unfortunately. But I broke it. You open it up kind of like a green bean. There's two halves. It opens up and then there's seeds. And the seeds inside it were covered in this like white pulp lint sort of texture. And so then you pluck the seed out and the seed's about like that big. But it's covered in all this white stuff. And then you put it in your mouth and you eat all the white stuff off, and it was delicious. I don't remember the official name of it, but some poster that we saw later on the trip called it an ice cream bean. It was so good. And then there were like lychees that had like spikes all over them, dragon fruit, passion fruit, mangosteen. Oh, it was such a delight. So that was awesome. I always love the ocean. We went to Manuel Antonio National Park, and there were monkeys there. There's monkeys all over. Like at one of our hotels, some of the people who were on the second floor in the evening, they like woke up in the morning because there were monkeys like running across the roof and screeching at each other about something, and they couldn't sleep. I was down on the main floor, so that was not a problem for me. But there are monkeys everywhere, and at Manuel Antonio at the beach, they would work in groups, and you'd see them like going through the trees by the beach where people are there in all their bags, and then they'd go to someone's unattended bag and they'd start pulling things out of the bag, which you really can't bring hardly anything into Manuel Antonio National Park. But anyway, the monkeys would like pull the stuff out of the bags. They're throwing it looking for food. So one of the rules is like you can bring absolutely no food into the park. But because the monkeys were doing this so much. Anyway, it was very entertaining. And then they'd come across something they want and they'd like take it and run away.
That's what I do with food at home and for Ross. I take it and run away.
Yeah. We swam by La Fortuna waterfall. That was gorgeous. We visited a pineapple plantation. I learned how chocolate is made. Is this
We're
too
gonna
wet?
go. We gotta. We're walking in.
Hold on. Let me just wrap it
Oh,
up.
come on, honey.
Okay,
It's raining
so
on
Costa
us.
Rica was
guys.
gorgeous. It was beautiful. I had a fantastic time and was so grateful to be able to go there.
That sounds
That's
really
all
cool.
I've got.
Okay, it is now. The rain is coming into our porch area, so we can no longer continue this because we're getting not really showered on, but misted
It's
upon.
fine for me, but it's not fine for the iPad.
I know.
So-
And it's pouring beyond us. If you could, I mean, it's incredible.
I love it.
So, we love you all. Thank you for
Toodaloo.
tuning in. I hope we can do another podcast maybe before school starts back up again.
Here's
in the
hoping.
fall. Fingers are
You
crossed.
should be able to. That
Yep.
should be doable.
Yep. Be good, everybody. Happy hooking and knitting.
Yes.
And just stay thirsty, my friends.
Adios.